didn't listen to it,
No, it's fine. No, it was good.
so it doesn't even really matter.
All right, it's Monday and I have a pink shirt on, so it must be time for me to make a video. Happy 4th of July. I hope you had a great weekend. As you can tell, business has been pretty good, at least up here in the Northeast. Gotten a lot of feedback from some subscribers, mostly good and some bad, but you know, the only bad is a bunch of guys who, if they brought their wife in here, their wives would leave with me, and they know that, and that's fine. What are you going to do? I mean, if I was an ugly dude who had no YouTube picture, no subscribers, no videos, no nothing, yeah, I wouldn't bring my wife in here either, all right? You know, this is the type of guy who has to, like, ask his wife. You know, you want to be that type of guy, no wonder why she leaves you. Probably for a guy like me. In any event, hope everything's been well. Today I'm going to get into a close called the Can I Have a Brochure? I Want to Think About It close. Or how long is this good for close? How many times do you guys hear this and automatically just kind of like don't know what to do? I mean, I remember when I was a rookie, it was the same way. When I heard that objection, it's like, oh crap, how am I going to close this now? You know, I mean, let's face it. And where I'm going to go with this is the best close to use. Let's face it. I mean, everybody who says they're going to come back never does. So you use that as a close. That's the bridge to the close. The close is literally as simple as it sounds. So, Brendan, here, come on, be a customer.
All right.
All right. So I'm presenting the menu. And bear in mind, guys, too, if you're watching me for the first time, you have to watch the first video where I structure the menu presentation. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's just going to bore everybody who's been doing this and following through and having great success with the mannerisms. Watch the first video and then the succession of videos after that, and then you'll be able to just flow right into this. I mean, this close will still work if you don't. It's just going to work that much better if you just take the extra 10 minutes to do that. So I hope you do. All right. So in line with everything else, Brendan, I'm going to go through just as if I, finished presenting the menu. You give me the objection. Yeah, do you have a brochure and how long is this good for? I want to think about it.
Can I add it on later?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is my manager trainee. I've taught him. He's now at $3,000 a copy. Okay, so if you think this don't work, ask him. All right. Anyways, you don't know him yet, but maybe one day you will. So give me the objection as I want to think about it. How long do I have? Whatever comes to your mind, whatever you hear most often. Okay. All right, Brendan. Do you have any questions about these contracts before I ask you to choose one?
I can add this vehicle service contract on later, right? Like at a later date.
You know what? That's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people share the same concern, but the fact that you're thinking about it shows that you see value in it. And the whole purpose of buying is so that you don't have to think about it. I mean, if you really think about it logically, you don't want to think about this. So you're telling me right now that you're thinking about it, which means that buying this alleviates that thought, which is in and of itself worth it. So so I probably have you closed there, don't I?
That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
I probably have you closed right there, but be stronger in your close. But say say no again. Go ahead.
Here's a good one. But doesn't it come with 3 years anyway?
Absolutely, yes, it does. Now, when you think about it, Brendan, and I do deal with this all the time. If I'm you, I'm thinking the same way. You do have 3 years, but let me tell you what happens. It becomes number 11 on the top 10 list. This is a great line, guys. It becomes number 11 on the top 10 list, and guess what? It isn't any bullshit. It does. It becomes, oh yes, you have the best, and you say this to the person, I know you have the best intentions, and I know you really plan on thinking about it, but let's face it, you're going to get home, your wife's going to talk about your daughter's graduation, your daughter's wedding, your son's prom, your son's driver's license, blah, 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 and lo and behold, what's going to happen? You're not going to think about this until when? Until 4 years later, when you're not going to remember if you bought this contract or not, and I have a phone call and you have a $2,000 service bill, which is what my average repair RO is. See how this just flows off my tongue? You have to know your repair ROs. You have to know what people really do. I mean, these are real people that go through real things. It's just human beings going through life. They will really think, the lie is so good that they really believe they're going to go home, think about this, and call you tomorrow. It just doesn't happen. It becomes number 11 on the top 10 list. So that's the first one. Well, so I mean, let's just face it. You know, everybody who says they're going to go home and think about it never does. It becomes number 11 on the top 10 list. Then I won't hear from you for 4 years from now, and then you're going to wonder why I didn't try to sell it to you. That's the only calls I get from people that say they're going to think about it. So I think you owe it to yourself to at least do the bronze contract now. Which contract works best for you, the 60 or the 72? Bang. It becomes number 11 on the top 10 list, and then you give those examples. You know, your wife's going to want a handbag. Your kids are going to need this. There's school tuition due. There's that tuition due. And lo and behold, your car's not even going to be broken. You're going to get a $2,000 bill, and then you're going to think about trading the car in. And that's it, guys. The think about it close. Say that word verbatim. Yeah, I just want to think about it. You have a brochure? Be nonchalant. Be like a dick.
Yeah, I just want to think about it. You have a brochure. I can come home and read about it.
All right, so if the guy's being kind of like standoffish and being kind of a, you know, this is where I get into the expansion and contraction. So, you know what? All right, I hear that a lot. Okay, so then maybe I throw in, you know, maybe I relax a little bit and I ask him about, okay, yeah, where do you live? You're over around here, blah, blah, blah. Get him to feel comfortable. Is this your first Toyota? Blah, blah, blah. And then I pass some time, I do some BS forms, and all of a sudden, you know, hey, sir, I know you said you were going to think about it, and I really think you will. But let me just tell you, you owe it to yourself to do it now because it becomes number 11 on the top 10 list. And let's just face it, you're not going to think about this later. Life is too complicated. And the fact that you're even thinking about it, the fact that you even want to think about it, proves that you actually know you need it. Because the whole point of it is to not think about it. You don't need to think about this. You have better things to think about. You need to know that if you keep this car for 7 years, what you do plan to keep it 7 years, right? 6, 7 years, right? Oh, only 5 years? Great, I could save you money. Thanks for telling me that. Bang, all of a sudden you could reduce the price, keep the profit the same, solve the problem, and put them in a position to close. And that's how you do it. You say, well, the fact that you're thinking about it proves that you need it. The whole point is not to think about it. It's not that if you use it, that's a different close. I'll get into that later. The fact that you're even thinking about it proves that you know you need it. Because the whole goal is to not think about it. You don't want to think about a bill when your car's not even broken. So which contract works the best? All right, that's this lesson. I will get into, where was I going with that? Where was I going?
You did say you were going to get into something later. I forget what it was.
Well, yeah, so do I. But anyways, there's so many different ways that people go with these things, and they try to lie to themselves. And here's I want to address my critics. I know there's not that many, but they think that this is just a scam to like get people to take their money. And yes, I make a profit off it. And you're going to hear this objection too. People hate the fact that, God forbid, we make $1. I'll get into this later, but so what? So what? Yes, do I make some money by selling you a service contract so that you don't have a bill later? Does it really matter when I save you $3,000 and God forbid you have another claim later? Will you really care that I made $500 profit from my dealership, or will you not really give a shit? Right, you won't really care because it saved you the money. So people that get so concerned, and these are the critics that criticize me and what I do, and the fact that we just protect people's cars, for God's sakes. I mean, again, do I really know anybody that doesn't want a warranty? Do you really not want a warranty on your car? You just spent $40,000 for this car. You're going to finance it for 8 goddamn years, and you don't want it covered the whole time? Okay, like, I just don't believe you, okay? And the strength of my argument proves that I'm right about 90% of the time. So that's where you should be closing. You owe it to the customer. This is a service. And yes, you deserve to get a profit for it. And if anybody has a comment or a criticism about it, well, you know what? Maybe you should move to a country where socialism is the way they do things. See how that works out for you, all right? Until then,